Ladies and gentlemen, there is a secret that separates the great from the average. A truth so simple, yet so powerful that most people overlook it. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not some magic formula that only a few are born with. No, it's something within reach of every single one of us. Consistent. Success is not about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do every single day. The champions of this world, the legends, the game changers, they didn't wake up one morning and find themselves on top. No, they built their greatness brick by brick, day by day, through pain, through struggle, through moments of doubt. They showed up when they didn't feel like it. They put in the work when nobody was watching. They stayed committed when the results weren't showing yet. Everybody wants to be great, but the question is, can you stay disciplined when the excitement fades? Can you keep pushing when progress is slow? Can you trust the process when there's no applause, no rewards, no recognition? Most people quit when it gets hard. They stop when they don't see instant results. They chase motivation like it's something that's supposed to be there every morning when they wake up. But let me tell you something, motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. Discipline is forever. The road to greatness is long, it is lonely, it is exhausting, but it is worth it. Every great athlete, every successful entrepreneur, every master of their craft, they weren't the smartest, the fastest, or the strongest. They were the ones who refused to stop, the ones who chose consistency over convenience, the ones who built habits that pushed them forward even on the days they wanted to quit. So ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to show up every day even when nobody believes in you, even when you don't feel like it? Because that is what separates the dreamers from the achievers. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to feel inspired. Do it now. Do it tired. Do it unsure. Do it scared. Do it when you're not in the mood. But whatever you do, do not stop. Because one day the world will look at you and call you great, but you'll know the truth. You weren't great because of a single moment. You were great because you were consistent when it mattered most. Let me tell you something. Greatness is not an accident. It doesn't happen by chance, and it sure doesn't happen overnight. It's not reserved for the lucky ones, the privileged ones, or the naturally talented ones. No, greatness is built, crafted, and earned through one powerful force: consistency. You don't become great by working hard once. You don't become successful by showing up when you feel like it. Anybody can do that. The real test, can you show up every single day? Can you put in the work when nobody is clapping for you, when there's no reward, no recognition, no immediate payoff? Can you grind when it's boring, when it's tough, when it feels like nothing is changing? That's where greatness is born. Look around at the people who are at the top of their game, the athletes, the entrepreneurs, the artists, the leaders. What do they all have in common? They didn't stop. They didn't just work when they were excited or when things were easy. No, they kept going when it was painful, when it was frustrating, when quitting would have been easier, because they understood a truth that most people ignore. Small efforts repeated every day lead to massive results. But that's where most people fail. They want results now. They want the shortcut, the fast track, the secret formula. And when they don't see instant success, they give up. They switch to something else. They start over again and again, never staying committed long enough to see the breakthrough. That's why most people remain average, because they quit on the process before it has a chance to reward them. But you have a choice. You can either be like everyone else, chasing motivation and quitting when it fades, or you can decide right now that you will be different, that you will commit, that you will be the person who doesn't just talk about greatness, but lives it through your actions every single day. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how talented you are. It's not about how smart you are. It's about who can stay in the game the longest, who can keep showing up when others fall off, who can push through the frustration, the boredom, the slow progress, and still say, I'm not stopping. That's the real secret. That's the road to greatness. And it starts with what you choose to do today. Everybody wants to be great. Everybody wants success, respect, and recognition. But what most people don't understand is that greatness is not something you wake up with. It's something you build brick by brick, day by day, through the highs and the lows, through the struggles and the sacrifices. It is earned. Look at the greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the legends who changed the world. Do you think they just stumbled into success? Do you think they woke up one morning and suddenly became great? No. They spent years grinding in the dark before the world even knew their name. They put in the work when there were no cameras, no fans, no celebrations. They sacrificed sleep, comfort, and distractions for something bigger than themselves. But here's the problem. Most people don't have the patience for that. They want greatness now. They want results today. And when they don't get them instantly, they quit. They move on to the next thing, hoping that success will come faster somewhere else. They don't realize that greatness doesn't happen in a day. It happens in the thousands of days you keep going when nobody is watching. This is why most people never reach their full potential, because when things get tough, when progress is slow, when success feels too far away, they give up. They tell themselves, maybe it's not meant for me, when in reality, they just weren't willing to stay in the game long enough to see the results. But the ones who do, or the ones who keep pushing, keep grinding, keep believing, they are the ones who rise. Not because they were the most talented, not because they had some secret advantage, but because they simply refused to stop. So ask yourself, are you willing to wait for greatness? Are you willing to work without seeing results right away? Are you willing to trust the process, even when it's slow, even when it's frustrating, even when it feels like nothing is changing? Because the road to greatness is not for the impatient. It's not for the weak. It's for those who understand that every effort, every hour, every sacrifice adds up. Keep building, keep grinding, keep going, because one day the world will look at you and think you became great overnight, but you'll know the truth. You built your greatness one consistent step at a time. Everybody talks about motivation. They wait for it, chase it, depend on it. But let me tell you something. Motivation is weak. It's unreliable. It comes and goes like the wind. Some days you wake up feeling unstoppable, ready to take on the world. Other days you don't even want to get out of bed. If you rely on motivation, you will fail, because motivation is an emotion, and emotions are temporary. The people who achieve greatness, the ones who separate themselves from the rest, they don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. Discipline means you show up regardless of how you feel. It means you put in the work, whether you're excited or exhausted, inspired or drained, confident or full of doubt. Because at the end of the day, what gets results is not how fired up you feel, it's what you do consistently, no matter what. Think about the best athletes in the world. Do you think they feel like training every single day? Do you think the most successful entrepreneurs feel like working 16-hour days, sacrificing sleep, missing out on parties and vacations? No, but they do it anyway, because they understand one thing: feelings don't build success, actions do. The problem with most people is they only work when they feel like it. They go to the gym when they're motivated. They study when they're in the mood. They hustle when they feel inspired. But the second that feeling fades, they stop, they slow down, they look for an excuse. And that's why they never reach greatness, because success doesn't come to those who work sometimes, it comes to those who work all the time. You have to make up your mind. Are you going to be the person who only works when it's easy, or are you going to be the person who gets it done no matter what? Because that's the difference between winning and losing, between success and failure, between dreaming about greatness and actually achieving it. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward when motivation is gone. Discipline is what separates the amateurs from the professionals, the talkers from the doers. And if you can master it, if you can train yourself to show up every single day, no matter what, then there is nothing, and I mean nothing, that can stop you from becoming great. The problem with most people is they want guarantees. They want to know exactly when success will come. They want proof that their hard work will pay off. And when they don't see results fast enough, they start to doubt, they start to question, they start to hesitate. But let me tell you something. Greatness doesn't come with a tracking number. There is no expected delivery date on success. You have to trust the process even when there's no evidence that it's working. Think about a seed planted deep in the soil. You water it, you give it sunlight, you take care of it every single day. But for weeks, maybe even months, you see nothing, no growth, no progress, nothing to show for all your effort. Most people give up in that moment. They stop watering the seed, they stop believing, they walk away. And they never realize that just beneath the surface, that seed was growing roots, getting stronger, preparing for the breakthrough. That's exactly how success works. You might not see it right away. You might feel like nothing is happening, but every day you show up, every day you put in the work, every day you stay committed, you are building something, even if it's not visible yet, even if nobody else believes in it, you have to believe. Most people quit too soon. They get frustrated. They say, I've been working hard, but I don't see any progress. They don't understand that the process is working even when they can't see it. Every great athlete, every successful entrepreneur, every legend who has ever lived had moments where they questioned whether their hard work was making a difference, but they kept going anyway. And that's why they made it to the top, because they had the patience and the faith to push through when others gave up. You have to decide, are you going to be the person who stops when the results aren't immediate, or are you going to be the person who keeps grinding, keeps believing, keeps showing up until the breakthrough happens? Because make no mistake, it will happen, but only if you don't quit. The road to greatness is full of unseen progress, silent victories, and moments of doubt. Trust the process. Stay consistent. Keep working even when it feels like nothing is changing. Because one day, when the world finally sees what you've built, when the success, the recognition, the rewards finally come, you'll look back and realize it was all worth it. Nobody said the road to greatness would be easy. If it were, everyone would be great. But that's not how life works. The path to success is not a straight road. It's a battlefield. It's full of obstacles, failures, disappointments, and moments where you question if it's even worth it. And this is where most people give up. This is where they turn back. Not because they don't have the talent, not because they don't have the ability, but because they weren't willing to push through the struggle. See, struggle is not a sign that you should quit. Struggle is a sign that you are in the process of becoming great. The pain, the setbacks, the failures, these are not punishments, they are tests. They are life's way of asking, how bad do you really want this? Because if you only want it when things are easy, when things are comfortable, then you don't really want it. Think about every legend, every champion, every success story you admire. Do you think they had it easy? Do you think they never faced doubt, never felt pain, never wanted to give up? No. The difference between them and everybody else is that when things got tough, they didn't stop. They kept moving forward, even when it hurt, even when it felt impossible, even when every part of them wanted to quit. That's what separates the good from the great. So the question is, how much can you take? How many failures can you endure? How many times can you fall and still get back up? Because every time you push through a struggle, every time you refuse to quit, every time you tell yourself, I am not stopping, you are building something stronger than talent. You are building resilience. And that resilience is what will carry you to the top. There will be moments when you feel like you're not strong enough, when the weight of the journey feels too heavy. But remember this, pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. The struggle you're going through today, one day you will look back and realize it made you who you are. It made you stronger. It made you wiser. It made you unstoppable. So don't run from the struggle. Embrace it, use it, let it fuel you, because if you can push through the pain, if you can keep going when everything in you wants to stop, then nothing can stop you from reaching greatness. Everybody wants success, but most people don't want to wait for it. They want results now. They want the rewards without the work, the success without the sacrifice. They want to go viral overnight, get rich in a month, build a legacy in a year. But let me tell you something, anything that comes fast won't last. Real success, real greatness, it takes time. This is why so many people never reach their full potential, because they expect instant gratification. They start working toward a goal, and when they don't see immediate results, they lose interest. They get frustrated. They start questioning whether it's even possible. And instead of staying patient and trusting the process, they quit. They jump to something else, thinking maybe the next thing will be easier, maybe the next thing will work faster, and the cycle repeats. They spend their whole lives chasing quick success, but never staying consistent long enough to actually achieve it. Look at the greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the legends in every industry. They weren't an overnight success. They put in years of work before the world even knew their name. They sacrificed sleep. They missed out on parties. They put in extra hours when no one was watching. And even when progress was slow, even when it felt like nothing was happening, they kept going. Because they understood one thing: greatness is a marathon, not a sprint. Most people can work hard for a few weeks. Some can even stay committed for a few months. But the real question is, can you stay locked in for years? Can you keep pushing when success is moving slower than you expected? Can you keep grinding when nobody is cheering for you, when nobody sees your effort, when the results don't come as fast as you want it? That's the test. That's where most people give up. But if you can push past that moment, if you can stay patient and keep doing the work, then success won't just be a possibility, it will be inevitable. The road to greatness is not for those looking for shortcuts. It's not for those who need quick validation. It's for those who can wait, those who can trust the process, those who understand that every single effort adds up, even when it feels like nothing is changing. Because one day, after years of consistency, when the world finally recognizes your greatness, when they call you lucky or say you were born talented, you will know the truth. You weren't lucky. You weren't an overnight success. You simply refused to quit. Success is not built on luck. It's not built on talent alone. It's built on habits. What you do every single day determines who you become. You don't rise to the level of your dreams. You fall to the level of your daily routine. Your habits will either make you or break you. Most people say they want success. They talk about their goals. They dream about a better life. They get excited about possibilities. But when you look at their daily habits, nothing matches their ambitions. They sleep in late. They waste time on distractions. They make excuses instead of progress. And then they wonder why success feels so far away. But the ones who make it to the top, they live differently. They understand that greatness is not about one big moment. It's not about a single breakthrough. It's about what you do consistently, day after day, even when nobody is watching. Champions don't become champions on game day. They become champions in the early mornings, in the late nights, in the hours of practice that nobody ever sees. Entrepreneurs don't build multi-million-dollar businesses in one deal. They build it in the small, disciplined choices they make every day. It's a compound effect. Small habits repeated over time create massive results. One workout won't get you in shape, but training every day will transform your body. Reading one book won't make you wise, but reading daily will change the way you think. Working hard for a week won't make you successful, but showing up and grinding every day will separate you from the rest. So the question is, what are your habits saying about you? Are your daily actions bringing you closer to greatness, or are they keeping you stuck? Because here's the truth. You don't decide your future. You decide your habits, and your habits decide your future. You have to become obsessed with the little things, the discipline, the consistency, the daily effort, because in the beginning, it won't seem like it's making a difference, but over time, that's what will separate you from everyone else. Most people will quit. Most people will stay inconsistent. Most people will rely on talent and hope for the best, but the ones who master their habits, they become unstoppable. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for motivation. Start today. Build habits that match your vision. And if you stay committed, if you stay consistent, if you stick to the process, greatness won't just be a possibility, it will be a guarantee. Most people have dreams, big dreams. They talk about the life they want, the goals they want to achieve, the success they want to taste. But when you look at their actions, there's one thing missing. Commitment. They say they want greatness, but they treat it like an option, not an obligation, and that's why they never make it. You can't just be interested in success. You have to be committed. Interested people work hard when it's convenient. They show up when they feel like it. They give effort when the conditions are perfect. But the moment it gets hard, the moment obstacles appear, the moment things don't go as planned, they quit. They say, maybe it's not meant to be. But committed people, they don't care about conditions. They don't care about obstacles. They don't care about how they feel. They show up no matter what, because that's what it takes. Commitment means you work when nobody's watching. Commitment means you give 100% even when you don't feel like it. Commitment means you burn the bridges to every excuse, every distraction, every reason to quit. You don't just dip your toe in the water, you dive in head first with no way back. That's what separates winners from losers. There will be days when you don't feel motivated. There will be days when you want to take it easy. There will be days when you wonder if all this effort is even worth it. But commitment doesn't care about feelings. Commitment doesn't care about doubts. Commitment only knows one thing: keep going. Most people never reach greatness because they leave themselves an escape route. They keep a backup plan, a safety net, a just in case excuse for why they didn't make it. But if you want to succeed at the highest level, you have to remove the option to quit. You have to tell yourself, this is it. This is the path. There is no plan B, because when quitting is not an option, success becomes your only outcome. So the question is, are you interested or are you committed? Because if you're just interested, you'll find excuses. But if you're truly committed, you'll find a way. And if you stay locked in, if you stay consistent, if you refuse to quit, then greatness isn't just possible, it's inevitable. There will come a time when you feel like you've done enough. When you've worked hard, stayed disciplined, pushed through struggle, and you think to yourself, I deserve a break. And that's where most people stop. They slow down, they relax. They let their foot off the gas. And just like that, all the momentum they built starts to fade. Greatness doesn't have a finish line. It's not something you achieve once and then it's yours forever. It's something you have to fight for every single day. The moment you think you've arrived, the moment you think you can take it easy, someone hungrier, someone more disciplined, someone more consistent is coming to take your spot. Look at the best in the world, the greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the legends in every industry. They never stop because they know that the second they get comfortable, the second they stop pushing, they start falling. They don't settle for one championship, one big win, one major accomplishment. They stay in the game. They keep working like they're still at the bottom, like they still have everything to prove. You have to have the same mindset. You didn't come this far just to come this far. You didn't put in all this work just to stop now. You didn't sacrifice your time, your energy, your blood, sweat, and tears just to settle for being good enough. No, you are not done. Because greatness is not about what you did yesterday. It's about what you're doing today. It's about showing up again and again and proving that you belong at the top. It's about never getting satisfied, never getting complacent, never thinking I've made it, because the moment you stop growing, the moment you stop pushing yourself, the moment you stop demanding more from yourself, you start losing. So ask yourself, are you willing to keep going? Are you willing to stay locked in, to keep chasing the next level, to never let yourself get comfortable? Because the road to greatness never ends. It's a lifelong commitment. And the ones who make it, they understand one thing. There is no finish line. There is only the next challenge, the next goal, the next level. So don't stop now. Keep pushing, keep working, keep striving. Because the second you think you're done, you've already lost. And if you truly want to be great, if you truly want to separate yourself from the rest, then understand this. You never stop. Greatness is not for the weak. It is not for the ones who give up when things get tough. It is not for the ones who start strong but fade when they don't see quick results. It is not for those who seek shortcuts, who chase convenience, who only put in effort when they feel like it. Greatness belongs to those who are relentless. It belongs to those who wake up every single day with a fire inside them, who refuse to quit, who refuse to make excuses, who refuse to let temporary setbacks define their destiny. You have to decide right now, are you going to be that person? Are you going to be the one who stays locked in when the rest of the world gets distracted? Are you going to be the one who keeps going when the pain gets real, when the struggle gets deep, when nothing seems to be working? Are you going to be the one who shows up when nobody is watching, who grinds in silence, who keeps building even when there's no applause, no validation, no reward in sight? Because that is the test. That is the price. That is the path to greatness. It is not about what you do once or twice. It is about what you do every single day. It is about how disciplined you are when no one is checking on you. It is about how committed you stay when the motivation runs out. It is about how consistent you can be when life throws everything at you and dares you to stop. If you can master that, if you can stay the course, if you can trust the process, if you can show up and do the work even on the hardest days, then nothing can stop you. Not doubt, not failure, not pain, not setbacks, because you will have something that most people never develop: unshakable consistency. And once you have that, once you train yourself to show up no matter what, once you turn effort into a daily habit, success is no longer a question of if, but when. It will come. It has to, because the universe does not ignore hard work. The world cannot deny someone who refuses to quit. And if you keep showing up, if you keep pushing, if you stay consistent when everyone else falls away, you will be great. It is not a matter of luck. It is not a matter of talent. It is a matter of refusing to stop until the job is done. So Don't just dream about greatness, be relentless, be disciplined, be consistent. And if you commit to that, if you truly give it everything, one day the world will call you unstoppable.